has his first think, but another board where think is perhaps required is Fabiano Caruana with the black piece taking on Nodirbek Abdusattorov. And my guess, David, would be that this came out of the Spanish. And that strange rook that was on a2, perhaps the light squared bishops got traded there. Maybe we can back up, take it from the start, and then do a deep dive into this position.
Yeah, you're right. You called it correctly there, Tanya. The opening was a Roy Lopez or a Spanish, and it did begin with e4, e5, and this variation with the bishop coming out and getting kicked back. And let's just fast forward to one of the critical moments. You mentioned the white rook on a2. It became a bit of an odd piece in this position after black developed to e6. Still well-known territory, well-known opening theory. But now after bishop takes bishop, the rook recaptures, and it is left on a vulnerable square, and we'll see how that plays into proceedings later on. The knight simply retreated, and black broke out with d5, and this isn't the most kind of popular move as far as I'm aware. I haven't looked at this for a while, but it did turn out well for Fabiano, because suddenly the white knight gets kicked around. Look at these black pawns, really strong in the center. And not just that, but after the knight retreats, queen to d5, a tempo gaining move, hitting the rook, defending the center. To me, in the current position, if we catch up, Fabiano looks in control, simply with black already. I would say advantage black, just due to how much space you have, how strong these pawns are.
But look at Nodirbek's last move, rook coming to c1. He says your center looks very good, but I'm about to strike with c4, dynamite move myself, hitting your queen, gaining some space, and opening up the queen side here. The e5 pawn is a bit tender. Sometimes in these positions, your best option would be, can I actually push my pawn backwards one square, put it back to f6 to protect that pawn e5. A pawn's best friend is another pawn. We love our pawn chains, but I think that right now it is Nodirbek who's trying to break free from the chains and throw those pawns c4 and cause chaos.
I'm still liking black's position here. It just looks like there's so much harmony in black's pieces. You centralized everything, gained space in the center. I hear you, Robert. c4 is always in the air, creating problems for black, but just with the piece activity, even a move like retreating with the bishop to d8, and I'm scared how the Evalbar might react to it, but bishop d8, it doesn't love it. But it just feels as if you've got your own pawns moving forward, and the rooks are nicely placed in the central lines.
Yeah, I think black is at some urgency. He needs to put the king in the corner as well. There might be some tactics. I'm liking Robert's idea, for example, if bishop d8, pawn to c4. Of course, black shouldn't get too greedy here, but if you do take this pawn for a second time, suddenly queen to b3 would be a deadly pin on the diagonal. Not just that, but black's knights are so loose along the c-file that something will drop off. For example, if you drop back a simple queen trade and the knight on c6 is undefended. So there are some tactics. I like your idea, Tanya, moving the bishop out of the way and protecting this pawn with your rook. But maybe first you shuffle the king into the corner, or other moves dealing with this semi-threat of pawn to c4.
Would love to get e4 in, but it just looks like white might be the one getting c4 in before black gets that central break. And Fabi, he slows down. The clocks are leveling out. This whole rook maneuver that we saw by Nodirbek.
perfect defense here.
Amazing resistance here by Fabi, playing for that piece activity, the king participating in it, and Nodirbek just unable to make progress with 2 extra pawns.
And it's something all the players complimented Magnus about, how resilient he is, that he doesn't lose when he even should be lost. And Fabi's doing much the same. He's improving his defensive tenacity, his resourcefulness, and right now he just keeps chasing the white rook.
Yeah, what to do with white? Now he's really in danger of repeating the position. All these checks won't help. The black king will not get checkmated on its own there. It can defend itself. And, okay, he moves across. Suddenly there are checks. Oh, the white king in a bit of danger suddenly. Fabi gives one of those checks.
Where are you hiding? You can't go to... You've got to keep that a3 pawn defended and it's going to fall. You just give a check on d1, pick up the rook, pick up the pawn.
But he might think that his king is close enough and the black king might be cut off. So is this a theoretical draw? That's the essential question. Both players, just like the audience, don't have that answer in front of them. So rook takes rook, king takes rook, and rook takes pawn on the flank pawn with check. The white king slides up diagonally, and the black king, is it close enough? I think it does get back in time. Fabiano's calculating that right now.
Yeah, I just checked. He cannot take the rook. Oh, cannot. He will get cut off across the board. And we'll show this later on. Unless it happens on the board right now, he doesn't trade rooks. He saves himself, Fabi. That was a trap. Abdusattorov looked a bit disappointed there that it didn't happen. But now a bunch more checks. Fabi's still extremely active. I think this was a good practical decision, keeping the tension, because Abdusattorov still cannot make progress.
Incredible precision there by Fabi, and he's getting the extra seconds on the clock as the position gets repeated.
Look at Nodirbek. He's trying to set up ladder checkmate ideas. The black king is cut off along the 4th rank. He's trying to put his own rook on the 5th rank. But Fabi continued to check this king. The white king does not have much shelter. So check, 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 check. Where is that king running to?
And if you trade rooks too far away from those queenside pawns, then black will happily pick up the a3 pawn.
Oh, he's driving the king forward, but the king can hide in front of his own rook here. Okay, he keeps marching up the board, and the white rook will zoom behind to block it on f4.
But it's almost checkmate. That second rook, the black rook in the corner, when that slides over to give a check, only that white rook on the h4 square can block that check, otherwise it would be mate.
The black king almost checkmated as well. The black king barely with any squares. Look at it getting chased back now. This is surely winning. Fabiano, he's blundered. He's allowing a rook trade, even checkmate, and game over.
Oh my god, that was a mate at the very end. What a game. What a piece play there by both Nodirbek and Fabiano Caruana. But Nodirbek comes back on top, takes that end game.